Some of you know from watching the videos that I live in the state of Oklahoma, or at least that's what you think. The reality is, I live in a constant state of remorse. If you know anything about the Briggs-Myers personality test, I am INTJ. We don't make a lot of mistakes, and we certainly don't want to hear that we can be corrected on something. And anytime that we want to speak with someone smarter than us, we pray. But there's one thing that you will think is good about INTJs, and that is when we realize we did make a mistake, one of the rare mistakes, when we actually make one, we feel terrible. We hate ourselves for it. We just feel awful. We truly have remorse. We come across as fairly egotistical people. We INTJ people, pretty egotistical. We're usually right, but we know we're not always right because we have been wrong in the past when we thought we were right up until that point. So we know we can be wrong. We also know we usually aren't. And honestly, I'll just say it, we usually aren't. But we back up what we believe with facts and logic and all of that. So the chances are, if we do that accurately and properly, we are often right because we don't let emotions judge data. We let data judge data and we act accordingly. But sometimes we mess up, and when we do, we are really sorry. That's why I live in a constant state of remorse. Let me talk to you about being sorry. It directly impacts your eBay business. There are 3 awesome words that turn any buyer's anger. It can turn into 5-star positive feedback that will buy from you over and over and over from now on. And I'm going to tell you what those 3 words are here in a moment. I should patent this technique, but I didn't come up with it. I should patent these 3 words to handle buyer complaints. As you may recall from the amazing tips and tricks and traps that I've shown you, I've been a heavy seller on eBay for 26 years. I may not be good at a lot of things, but I'm good at eBay. And I know things that you don't, but I'm trying to show them to you as fast as I can. I want you to make a fortune on eBay. It actually is pretty simple to do. It's not necessarily easy because you have to deal with customers. You have at least list at least one item every day. You should list more than one item every day. You will eventually, therefore, be shipping at least one item every day because on the average, how many you list every day is generally how many you will ship every day after a couple or 3 months when you get up to a point that we call an energized account. There are some technical reasons why that happens so consistently, but I won't go into them here. What I want to go into is no matter how hard you try, you will mess up once in a while if you're an INTJ. If you're any other personality on the Briggs-Myers test, you'll mess up a lot more, but you won't feel as bad about it as we do. So there's that. One reason this works is for the same reason that handwritten notes that I pound into your heads on this channel. The reason short handwritten notes that are unique to each buyer, the reason those work so well is no one else does them. Used to, a lot of people would. No one does it anymore. Not just thanks, but I mean a little note to the person from you and your family or whatever. It personalizes the sale. It makes that buyer more joyful she or he did business with you. You're not just a big corporation like they think you would be if they bought from Amazon. The reason this 3-word technique works for lowering customer anger really very fast is because no other seller uses these 3 words. And I know that's hyperbole. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but basically no one these days uses these 3 words consistently. And you should, not only because they work, they're important words. They're meaningful. Words have meaning. These words are very good words to add to your vocabulary, especially if you're an INTJ, because when you mess up, you want the person to know that you are really remorseful over it. To me, these 3 words, just now, routine customer service. It's more than customer service. It's routine courtesy is what it is. What I'm about to tell you is not a major thing, but it's the only thing. And it's the right thing. When I reveal this technique, I've taught eBay around the country for years. At reselling conferences, I've revealed this technique before. I get just blank stares. Sadly, I mean, I don't want blank stares. I want people to go, okay, we believe you because you have a little bit of selling history behind you. I've got several selling accounts, but in my personal selling account, I've got more than 11,000 all positive feedbacks. That's not easy to do. This technique is one major reason why that is my account. I don't like standing out as the only seller that does this. Now, if everyone did it, I wouldn't make as many sales because every seller would be a better seller. I don't want everyone to do it. I want every one of you to do it. I really do care. I'm doing this channel. Guess what? I haven't received 1 penny from this YouTube channel, not 1 cent of YouTube revenue. And yet I just keep making video after video after video. It's just what I do. There might be someday in the future that it monetizes, but right now it's not monetized. It's been over a year. I'm just doing this. I want you to stand out. I'm doing this for you. A lot of you I've interacted with a lot, especially in our Facebook group. And if it's still around when you watch this, I'm still interacting with you there. Everyone's friendly. Everyone is helping each other on this channel. If you have any questions or comments, ask right down below here. Just ask anything as long as it's about reselling. Just ask. It doesn't have to be about this specific video. I answer every single question and comment. I don't want to be the only reseller that does this, but I want us to be the only resellers that do this. You're here with me. I'm doing this for you. I want you to make more money. I know how to help you make more money. I want you to treat people this way because I want you to expect to be treated this way. You won't be, but I want you to expect it. And I want you to expect it of yourself anytime that you mess up. In any walk of life, it's not just for eBay. It's not just when an angry buyer says, you said this wasn't broken and it arrived in a million pieces. Whatever the problem, this will greatly go a huge way to your buyer not being angry anymore. I have very few unhappy buyers. I'm just being honest with you. I've had many over the years because just luck of the draw, and I've gotten better as a reseller. I mean, after 26 years, you would hope I would get better. But once in a while, when a buyer is angry, whether justified or not, they're not always justified. But we shouldn't be surprised that they actually can leave happy after we do the following. And if we cause a problem, we deserve to be out some time, some money, some humility to make things right if we mess up. That's just true of all walks of life. Anytime that you realize you've done something to someone accidentally, I assume you don't go out and intentionally harm someone. If you did, you're not going to be remorseful. You wanted to hurt them. But I'm talking about you find out you did something accidentally. You look at your eBay shelf and you were supposed to send the blue KitchenAid mixer and you sent the red one because the blue one's right there. And you know that she bought the red one yesterday and you shipped it yesterday. You've got a problem. What do? You fix it first and then you let the buyer know. That's the kind of thing that you should just be in the habit of doing in life. Fixing problems that you create before anybody knows it's a problem. What would I do in that case? Probably more than most. I would ship her the red mixer and tell her to keep the blue one. I really would. I know that sounds crazy, but it was my mistake. And guess what? That makes me less likely to make that same mistake ever again. That is not a loss. That's tuition that I paid in order to be a better seller. Next time, I'm going to make sure I don't have a blue and a red mixer on the same shelf. I'm going to put them in two totally separate shelves way far apart from each other. That's one way to kind of help that sort of a problem. Never have the same items that are similar to each other on the same shelves. I've actually talked to you before about all the things you can do like that to keep problems from happening. Having said that, the customer's not always correct. We risk our good feedback if we did everything we promised and a buyer has a $100 item, sometimes a $1,000 item, sometimes a $10 item, and they make a demand of us and said, we did something that we didn't do. For example, if a buyer says he never received a package and delivery confirmation says that he did, well, I would never acquiesce to that buyer's wishes. My job stops when that postal delivery says delivered, and eBay tells us as sellers, our job is over. Now, eBay will suggest you could refund them all their money. eBay actually says that. But then they let you know this isn't really your problem. Or if a buyer returns something that we didn't ship, never issue a refund. Never do this technique because they're not really angry. They're scammers. By the way, on replacement items, what you can do is get a black light pen, a pen its ink can be seen only under a black light, and you can make a little mark on everything you sell. And if you get something back and you put it under a blue light, and you can buy these blue lights and pens on Amazon for, I don't know, $10 or something. Little flashlight, blue lights, and a pen, all in one device probably, $8. You can mark everything that you sell. And if you get something back and you suspect, I don't think that's what I shipped, you put the blue light on wherever you would have marked it. And if the mark's not there, they're scamming you. That doesn't mean you will win the case. It just means you know they're scammers and you should act accordingly. Now, the way I'm going to tell you how to do damage control of an eBay problem, it's not a strategy. It's not a technique. It's not something that we got from a book. Actually, we did get this from a book. Literally, we did get this from a book with a capital B. Probably, I think that's no doubt where I just instinctively started using this phrase, but that doesn't really matter. It's not something that I planned. It's just something that is the right thing to do. And it's exactly what I've done, I believe, since the first problem I ever had on eBay, probably back in the year 2000 or something. I've done this to make things right ever since. And I don't say that to sound like a braggart. I feel like the opposite of a braggart. I mean, this strategy isn't something I'm proud or unproud of. As I said earlier, it's just something you should always do, whether on eBay or not. And I know you're going, where are those 3 words? I'm almost there. You know, I don't do a lot of these soft videos that aren't showing you some specific technique on what to do to sell something on eBay, some little trick or trap. This is a major trick. It's a major technique, and yet it's neither of those. It's something that you should have as part of your makeup. in everyday life. You should have these 3 words on the tip of your tongue always. It helps make people whole. It helps people appreciate that you understand the situation. So don't make it special. Just do it when you accidentally wrong someone on eBay or anywhere else. You want to know what those 3 words are? I'm going to tell you 2 more things first. I know, I should have remorse over this. I think it's important. I wouldn't waste your time. I'm here. I don't want to waste my time. I want to tell you and get it over with. But I think you need to know how to use these words. If you just heard the 3 words, you wouldn't use them right. Possibly. These 3 words, I want to tell you, they help melt an angry person's heart. They do. I've seen it over and over, whether I've said it or I've seen other people say it, or if someone says it to me. Oh, it makes me melt. Well, I want to say, of course it's okay. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. No matter what I was saying before, I want to say that after this. I appreciate what the person is saying. These 3 simple words change the energy of the entire conversation. Now, before you say these words, pick up the phone. I'm a man. I hate talking on the phone. I would rather give Rosie O'Donnell mouth-to-mouth resuscitation than talk on the phone. Maybe not. But I don't want to talk on the phone either. For this to work, you can't rely on eBay messages. It doesn't work as well. The power leaves. The power will be there, but much of the power leaves. Pick up the phone. I've shown you in a video on this channel right there, I've shown you how to find a buyer's phone number. You can always call a buyer. eBay never cares as long as the transaction has been finalized. As long as they bought something and paid for it, or you bought something from them and paid for it, eBay considers the transaction finalized, and eBay doesn't care if you call each other for follow-up problems or something like that. Maybe the buyer wants a faster shipping service, so the buyer calls you. Or maybe the buyer wants you to select a FedEx and their address is a post office and you can't ship FedEx to a post office generally. So you have to call the buyer and say, what do you want me to do? I'm going to have to send this via post office or UPS or whatever goes to a post office box. It's always best, even if you're a man, to call the buyer on the phone if you have messed up. Just dial and smile. And even if you get voicemail, that's okay. That's far better than just a written message through the eBay message system. I'm going to tell you the script. I'm going to read it to you. I've got it right in front of me. I want to read this to you. And I think you should follow the script as closely as you can when there's a problem that you want to deal with, whether the buyer's told you about the problem or you just found out about the problem. Like I said, you shipped the red one when they ordered the blue one or whatever. I want you to call the buyer and follow the following script. I also want you to humble yourself and mean every word you say, or don't make the call. If you're not in the mood, don't make the call. Wait a while. Wait till you're in a mellow mood. You really need to mean this. You really need to be sorry that you messed up. I'm not talking about a buyer who is obviously a scammer saying things that just are nuts and not true. I'm talking about someone who generally has a problem with something you did, or you found out you did something before the buyer knows about it yet. I want you to call that buyer, and I want you to really mean and put truthful energy behind your words. So wait until you're in the mood to do that. It'll work 3 times better if you do that. If you truly mean it. They will understand this. They will hear the energy over the phone. Now, your scenario won't match this one exactly, but just change the specifics. But in general, don't think this through too much. This is generally what you should say, and don't water it down. You should stick to the script. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. So let's use the blue-red scenario of a KitchenAid mixer. Now, let's use something else. Let's say Venetian glass sculpture. Your buyer's name is James, and James Barkley ordered a red Venetian glass mask from you. Beautiful mask. Some of these are worth thousands of dollars. James paid quickly, did everything James was supposed to. You sent him a blue one instead. You find out a day later. He doesn't have it yet, but he's going to get a blue one, and he wants a red one. You didn't intend for this. You hate that happen. You're thinking, oh man, now I'm out time, money, extra shipping. Even if James returns the one that's wrong, which he might insist on doing, and great, that's kind of him. Let him do that. Go to Pirate Ship and send him a return label he can use to just put on the box. Don't even open the box, James. I promise you, it's the wrong one. I've got another one coming. If James insists on returning it, then return it. But have James already refunded at that point. He's more likely to want to return it if you've refunded it. Say, I'm going to let you keep both because we messed up. This isn't your fault. I don't want to delay. This might only delay by 1 day, James. We just found out about it the day after we shipped it. And we're going to ship you the correct one today. It might cost you just 1 extra day, but that's not the deal. The deal was we would ship it yesterday. We want to do this right. That's kind of what the feeling I want you to have. And this is a hassle. This takes time out of your day that you could list 4 items probably in the time it takes to do all of this mess. Especially if James isn't there and you got to call back because he doesn't have voicemail or something. The call goes something like this. Hello, is James there? Hello, I'm James, he'll say. Or he'll say, who's calling? Which means it's probably James. Or it might be a family member. It might be his wife. Says, who's calling? Because you know how it is. You get 19 calls a day from spammers. They don't recognize your number. They're suspicious. You're trying to sell them something. Most people are who call anymore, who uses the phone anymore. But you say, is James there? Hello, I'm James. Hello, James. I am Greg Perry. Now, don't say I am Greg Perry. That's me, okay? Use your name. So, hello, James. I'm Greg Perry. I would normally never bother you by phone ever, but we're the ones that you bought the Venetian mask from on eBay yesterday. And before I go on, I want to make sure that you know what I'm talking about, right? That red Venetian mask you wanted and you paid for, and we appreciate it, and we shipped it out right away. We're the family you bought it from now. I would say family. I go as far as to say my wife Janie and I are here. Now, she might be 3 rooms over, but she's here. And I'm saying, and she's part of this business, even though I do most of it. She does a lot of sourcing and a lot of wrapping. She's even writing up listings now. She's doing it all. It's really helpful. So when I say my wife and I are here concerned about this problem, she's concerned. You know what? I may not have even told her, but she's concerned about all problems. I'm not lying to James. And I think if there's anyone, even if you have a roommate, say Jill and I or whatever, just say we're concerned. Say, James, okay. So I better back up. I told you I'd read this and I wanted you to follow the script. Is James there? Hello, James. I'm Greg Perry. And my wife Janie and I are here, and we would never normally bother you by phone, ever. But you bought a red Venetian mask from us, and we just got it shipped yesterday. You bought it yesterday. We shipped it right out. We wrapped it carefully. It's on its way. You should have gotten tracking by now. Do you know what we're talking about? And he'll say, yes. And you go, we just checked our eBay inventory when we were doing something else, and we saw your red mask sitting on the shelf. We sent you a blue Venetian mask. It's beautiful, but it's the wrong mask. It's wonderful, but it's not what you ordered. And we want to make it right. James, we cannot tell you how sad we are that we messed up your order so badly. Cut the script here for a second. This is the most important point in your call right now. I want to repeat the last sentence. We cannot tell you how sad we are that we messed up your order so badly. This is the most important part of your call. Do not say, I am sorry. Do not say, we are sorry, or I'm sorry, or we're sorry. Don't say that. Remove that from your whole realm of thought. James, first we ask that you. Now, I want you to stress each of the following 3 words plainly and clearly and use true remorse. Please forgive us. Or if it's just you, please forgive me. Don't say, I'm sorry. Don't say, I am sorry. Don't say, I'm so sorry about that. Say, please forgive me. Backing up. James, first, I ask that you please forgive me. And then I'm going to see how we can make this right. I have some ideas of how I can make this right for you. The words, please forgive me, those 3 words, are more powerful than I'm sorry. The most important reason is because you own up to your mistake when you say that. When you say, I'm sorry, you know how people are. I'm sorry that you're mad. I'm sorry means almost nothing these days. It's a meaningless, trite phrase. People throw it out. People hear it and they don't hear it. People say it and they don't mean it. I'm sorry doesn't have any power anymore. It's been wasted. It's too bad. Pretty much kind of means the same thing, kind of, not really. You're not begging the other person, which you really are when you say, please forgive me. And not begging in a bad way. It's like you're begging the issue. You're pleading with this person to know how terribly remorseful you are about what you did. Now, let's say that this was an angry buyer and you didn't know about the swap. And he wrote you an eBay message and said, you really messed up. I don't want this blue one. I ordered a red one. What, is this a bait and switch? Did you only have a red one? What's going on? I'm going to call eBay. I'm going to report you. I'm going to give you feedback. Now, anytime someone says they're going to give you bad feedback, if you don't do something, that's holding your feedback hostage, and it is a violation of eBay's rules. But listen, if I messed up something, if I sent the wrong item and they throw in, they're going to give me bad feedback if I don't fix it, I'm not going to report them. I'm going to make it right if it's my mistake. So whether you're just telling them about the problem or they already know, if they wrote you angry and you talk to them, and I'm going to go back one more time. I'm almost done. I promise. I know I talk too much. I'm almost done. Hello, James. I'm Greg Perry, and my wife and I are here, and normally we would never bother you by phone, but you bought a Venetian mask from us and you paid for it yesterday, or James already knew about it and told you. We just got your message. It said we mailed you the wrong one, and we just checked our eBay inventory, and sure enough, we did mail you the wrong mask, one that isn't red but blue. We cannot tell you how sad we are that we messed up your order so badly. James, first we ask that you please forgive us. Have a slight pause, not as long as that. A slight pause. Please forgive us. And then I'm going to see how we can completely make this right. We have an idea or two that we think you'll be pleased with. Please forgive me isn't even an apology, really. The most important reason is you're owning up to a mistake. You've said, I've already messed up. If you hate me for life, no one can blame you. It was all my fault. But I'm pleading with you. Please forgive me. I think we can really make this work for you. But if they don't forgive you, if they're still angry, they're still angry. And maybe they're just jerks, maybe. But you're the one that messed up and caused all this to begin with. So they may not forgive you. I have found every single time they have forgiven me, every single time, they're already saying, oh, no, don't worry about it. We can make this right. It'll work out. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry about things I'm said. I had a bad day this morning, and I shouldn't have said all the things to you I said, and I just reacted quickly, and I shouldn't have. You are such kind people, I can tell. Don't worry about it. What do you have in mind? That's what they're going to do. That's what they've always done. Will they always do that? Always, always, always? I guess not. Guaranteed. They always have for me and for us. Always. 100% of the time. 26 years of selling on eBay. How many times have I done this? 25, 30? I don't mess up a lot. Maybe 40 over 26 years. But this is a true apology. Completely, 100%. A true apology, 100% owns the mistake, admits the error, takes the full blame for the problem. Please forgive me does exactly that. And I suggest the angrier your buyer was in the message, the more his anger will be melted. He didn't know you before. He's never dealt with you before. He's used to things going wrong and sellers not doing what they say. That's what most sellers are. They're kind of sloppy. He's certainly not used to an immediate phone call in this situation. More importantly, those 3 words, please forgive me, completely owned up to your mistake. He's never been told that before by any reseller, and you told him that you'd make it right in the same sentence. Your call continues. You're still talking. You haven't really given him much of a chance to say anything, okay? You need to practice this first. James, first of all, we're going to refund all the money you paid for, plus your mailing costs. We will do that the moment we finish this phone call. If there's a we involved, try to always do we, family, wife, roommate, whatever you can do. You should never pay for anything you did not order. Then I think it's even better if you issued the refund right before you called. And you say, James, we already refunded before this call every single penny you paid. And then what we want to do, it's even better if you've already refunded. Then we will put the red mask that you actually bought in the mail today. If the mail hasn't gone out, if it has, you may have to say first thing in the morning. James won't mind. And now you pause. This is the first time you've really given James a chance to say anything. And you say, we want you to keep both as our gift to you for our mistake. Whenever we make a mistake, we want to make you whole again, because not only does it make you whole again, but it also makes us less likely to repeat this mistake. And we feel we should pay for our mistakes. I always say that. I always say we feel we should pay for our mistakes. Most of the time, 80% of the time, James, whoever I'm speaking to, will say, it's no problem. Thank you so much for doing all of this. Mistakes happen. Not a big deal. We're all human. We want to ship the red one back to you. How do we do that? Or the blue, whichever one I said was the wrong one. I'm just going to ship it back to you. Don't worry about it. You can sell it to someone else. And we'll say, okay, if you insist, okay, you don't need to do this. They're both our gifts to you for our problem. But if you really don't mind, we're going to send you a mailing label. And when the wrong one appears, if they haven't already gotten it and opened it and told you about the mistake, but when the wrong one arrives, just slap this mailing label on it. Just tape the mailing label and just give it to your postman. You don't need to take it to the post office or anything. You just hand it to your postal carrier, and they'll be glad to. If he says, we really would like to return this, it's a $1,000 mask, and you're going, wow, that's really kind of you. We'd like to have it back, but we certainly don't expect you to do something like that. Be that kind of real person. Really mean this. It's your mistake. You messed up. I don't want to be out $1,000 either. But it's your mistake. I could have suggested, we're going to send you a return label and you can return that one to us the moment you get the right one. I'm not going to suggest that. I hope he comes up with that. I hope he's willing to. I'm not going to suggest it. It was my mistake. If I'm out both masks, my mistake. It's the right thing to do. Follow up however you all resolve this matter. And it pretty much will resolve the way I just said. I want you to say, also, we want to ask for your forgiveness again. See, first you said, please forgive me, or please forgive us. Now we say, also, we want to ask for your forgiveness again, because there was absolutely no reason why you should ever go through all this trouble. And guess what James is going to say? There's no trouble. It's okay. If James sent you a nasty message before, he will now apologize for that if he hasn't already. He will thank you for everything. He'll tell you that this is perhaps the most pleasant eBay experience he's ever had. No other has been this kind. How do I know that he's going to react this way? It's because those exact words are always said to us in this situation. Always. And those words bless our hearts, because we truly were sad we messed up. The money loss stings. The fact we volunteered and then insisted on losing more money stings even more. I'm not in the business to lose money. I'm not in the business to make mistakes either. They were my mistakes. So sad, too bad. That's minor. The real truth is this makes you feel better because you did the right thing. You do the right thing. When you do, those 3 words, please forget, they will melt your buyer's angry heart every time. You will be so happy that you did. You are now a better person. You've been contrite when you should have been contrite. You made another person you wronged whole again, and you will receive stunning feedback for your effort from James. Don't do it for the feedback, though. If you don't mean every word, James will know you're not sincere. But if you can muster true sincerity, you'll never have an angry buyer for long. And your feedback score will be higher. Use these 3 words. They're like magic, but they're not. They're sincere. They mean a lot to your buyer, and they actually mean a lot to you as well, to your joy. You will be more joyful after this. You will be. You've done the right thing.